This is the Impulsive Thinker Podcast, a show for high-achieving ADHD entrepreneurs. Together, we will inform and educate you about how to improve your self-awareness while developing systems, routines, and habits for conquering the entrepreneurial world. Here is your host, Andre Brisson.
Hey there, this week we're talking with Jeff Cause from Cause Tailoring about team building and how he builds his team consistently and regularly. And I really like how he separates how he views the people he works with as human beings and not workers. Because as he stated, workers, employees, staff, those are in a way a mindset of just putting numbers to them as not being human. So looking at them as human beings can definitely change your mindset and the way you look at your team. And also, it's kind of like one of my theories I've always been is, like him, work should feel like a hobby and come to work so you can get into flow, not resist or not be happy to go to work because it's just a drag. So working should feel like a hobby. I really like that concept. And then the other thing he was really saying he learned with time was it's best to engage the human being or his team member where they're at the time and not have expectations of where they should be or where they may not be, but engage them at where they are at and then build them from there. And that's one of the views I've always had in my team, because I know when I had my first and only job as an engineer, no one really cared about my abilities and my strengths. It was just about what they wanted. And, they really thought I had a lot more abilities in certain areas and a lot less in the other areas I was really strong. So when I started my first company, Jade Engineers, I really got into the habit of meeting where they are and then building from where they are. And by doing that, it's coaching. I never like the term training. Training is where you train skills. So engineering skills, computer skills, sales skills, all that kind of stuff. You can train the skills, but I was always about coaching them to improve and get better at certain things. And it's more of the soft stuff, not the technical stuff. So for me, you've heard me talking about the Kolbe the Kolbe cognitive concept theory. That's how you solve problems and how you will tackle problems every day, every time. And everyone that joins my team, we all know their Kolbe index and they know theirs at a very early stage. So now we know how they will work, how they will solve problems, and how they will do things every time. I provide them the freedom to do that. I have a lot of follow-throughs. They're very systematic. I let them be systematic because that's the way they work. I'm on the other end. I'm a resistant follow-through, and I like adaptability and randomness. But that doesn't help them get their job done that I requested. So I let them figure it out how they do it, and I let them do it the way they do it. Now, the other thing, too, I really like about the Clifton Strengths Finder is you identify your top 5 strengths. Those strengths, those themes, that is what the person wants to spend their energy on. So I usually try to delegate them or communicate to them that will engage those top 5 strengths. For me, I'm a learner. You want me to get going on something? Tell me you need to learn something new so we can get this project done. Or if I'm going to learn something new on a project, I'm going to spend a lot of energy in there. Identify the uniqueness, the individualization of that project or the person. Those are the type of things I want to spend my energy on. So the Clifton Strengths Finder is really good because if you understand that, just say we're going into a heated situation with a client, we need a client meeting. I bring my engineering manager with me because he's got a top skill of harmony. So one of his top 5 Clifton strengths is harmony. So when he gets into that room, he'll just work his magic, make sure everyone, and just harmonize the whole situation. And then when everyone comes out happy, conclusions met, and then we can get going on to the next thing. And that's why I like the Clifton strengths. So the last tool that I use is the print, the why of you. And that is identifies your 2 unconscious motivators, okay? And this is why you do things. So why do you make these decisions? Why are you engaged in this project? These are the motivators for you. And having these three tools, the Kolbe is how, the Clifton Strength is what, and the Print is why. By understanding those three different things about that person, that human being, you can help them grow. You can communicate to them effectively to get projects done or tasks done, or get around roadblocks and overcome obstacles by knowing these things. To get me motivated, give me authority or make me in charge. I guess my 8 print happy. I'm motivated. I take charge. I can take care of this project, no problem. I can take care of this conversation, no problem, because it makes me feel strong and self-sufficient. Or say, hey, you know what? You can go off on your own just to get this information, bring it back to the team. Or if there's an injustice, my 1 print. If there's an injustice, I want to make things perfect, correct, and right. So that could be another motivator, right? I get involved with CSA, the Canadian Standards Association technical committees, because I want to make it right for the workers in the field. That's my motivation. I'm on some committees. I don't really get involved engineering-wise, but I know in that industry, things need to be fixed. So one way to do it is to do it with the CSA standards. So that's the 3 tools that I use, okay? Because with that, I got those 3 things. But then I start working with my team, and I start to learn and understand their growth desires and their growth goals. For me, it has to be about growth, not just a menial incremental increase. They got to grow personally, professionally, or whatnot. So if I understand what their growth goals are and their desires, personal, professional, or whatnot, then from there I can coach them to their growth. I don't want to give it to them. I don't want to do it for them. I want to coach them so they earn it and they can do it. That's my 8 print. I want to make them strong and self-reliant at the same time. So coaching your team is a lot more effective as treating them as human beings and not training them for skills, okay? So when we coach, we're building the person. When you're training, you're building their skills. And I think every entrepreneur I've talked to are highly successful and they got a really great team. It all comes around because they're coaching their team members to be better people, not training them to have stronger skills. And with that, you can get a lot of reciprocal loyalty. If you got the right people on your team, they want to grow. They want to stick around because you're providing the opportunity for them to grow and become a better person. And then with that is I'm becoming part of the journey. I'm not the person that's doing the journey for them. And for a lot of entrepreneurs like Jeff Cause himself, we're just happy to be part of the journey. We don't want to take ownership or we don't need the accolades that it was us that made you do that. No, be part of the journey. Be beside them. And you know what? At one point, like he said, have multiple mentors for your team. You can only bring them so far, and then someone else has to take over for that growth. There's only, you're only responsible for a certain part that's your unique ability to do that. Pass it off to someone else, or someone else, another mentor for that person can take care of another area of strength of that other mentor. And I really like that concept. Multiple mentors for your team members. And it works very well when you got a growth mindset human being, team member. And remember the distinction between coaching and building growth goals and teaching skills are 2 different things. So if you coach them, you will build them and grow them, and you teach skills. So thanks for listening, and let me know what you think about this distinction, and you can email me at andre@tacticalbts.com. I'll be happy to hear from you. Take care. The ADHD transformation program has launched and it's working. Clients are saying it's changed their lives and I am their ADHD hack. So go to tacticalbts.com/ATJP for more information. I want you to join and learn your own ADHD vocabulary and to learn that you're not stupid and we can make you work effectively.
Thank you for listening to the Impulsive Thinker podcast. If you have a question, comment, or suggestion for the show, please visit theimpulsivethinker.com. The Impulsive Thinker podcast is produced by Tactical Breakthroughs and hosted by Andre Brisson. Remember, ADHD is only a part of you, not all of you.